Okay, welcome to Shreddventures. This is episode 2, and we are going with the topic of weight loss. And my guest here today, he had a crazy journey. He lost 60 pounds in 1 year, and I won't do much of his introduction because I'll let him do it himself. So here's Toby Kovachetz.
Hi, I'm Toby. I go here at Millersville, so I'm a freshman here. So for the past couple of years, I've been on a very long journey. It started probably over a little bit of a year ago. No, 2 years ago. I don't know what I'm saying. It was my junior year of high school I started. So I've always been, a bigger guy since I've been younger. So I've always had a problem with that. I've always eaten a lot of food, a lot of fast food. So I've never really had a good amount of food, good food in my body, for a very long time. I always ate whatever I wanted. Always asked for more from my parents. If they didn't want to give it to me, I always just was please give me the food, please. It wasn't that nice, but I was it was more yelling. But I love food. I still do. Food is a passion of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go without food. So it was my junior year of high school is when I really first sat down, talked to myself. I'm what am I doing with my life? I'm so big right now. I'm literally gaining and gaining and gaining. I don't know how I'm gonna stop this. I want to start talking to more girls, have more life.
Yeah.
Start going to the beach, not ashamed of myself, stuff like that. And, when people say, there's a lot of different stuff you have to deal with when you're fat and big, it's very true. My hands were big. I always had, the nice little T-shirt, tuck.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of my big things, I was very ashamed of myself. I did not like looking at myself in the mirror. I was really big. I still played sports. I've always played soccer and baseball since I was little.
Mm-hmm.
And, going to high school, I was still playing baseball, I was still being athletic. But I was really big. I even quit playing soccer,
mm-hmm.
In my middle school year because I couldn't keep up, running and stuff because I was so big.
Yeah.
And, I decided, it was time to do something about that. So my junior year of high school, I sat down. I looked in my mirror, just sitting in my bedroom. And I'm I want to do something. I need to do something. And I've tried and tried and tried. Losing weight is so entirely hard at the beginning. You don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
The first 10 pounds of losing weight is insanely the hardest thing you're ever going to go through, ever in life. It's the hardest mental battle you could ever do, especially if you're so big. I started at 226.
Yeah.
And I tried and tried. I lost 5 pounds, and I gained it right back after one meal, and I'd be what the heck is going on? So I'd give up. And it took quite a while until my junior year. It was starting my junior year, I tried and tried, probably 10 times,
mm-hmm.
To lose these 10 pounds, and it never worked out. So I decided one day, one day I was actually I'm just going to be big forever. I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate myself. I hate this. So I'm done. It was so sad for myself at the time. I felt devastated. I was in a very bad place,
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty devastating. I feel my parents could see that. A lot of people could see that. I always, everybody in my school wasn't really, they weren't really mean to me or anything. They'd be oh, you're so fat, man. They'd be joking, oh, look at your titties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They weren't really fat shaming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a way, but they weren't bullying me because I was a really cool guy. A lot of people knew me. I played baseball and stuff, but it hurt inside.
Yeah.
Very badly. So I decided, a lot of people are when it comes to the new year, they're I'm gonna do this, stuff like that. Half the time it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was a life or death situation. I was very, very down bad. I didn't know what to do anymore. So I was I'm gonna change this. I'm going to do something. I'm going to try it. So I got the 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I lost the 10 pounds, and, it's only been up from there. It was I was so happy after I lost the 10 pounds, and it kept going. Because that 10 pounds is just water weight mostly.
Yeah.
So it's after that, just plummets,
Mm-hmm.
So after I lost the 10, I was I could actually do something here,
Yeah, so, how did you, really start this, weight journey? What did you know any research ahead of time? Did you just go into it? Like, did anyone help you? Like, how did you really start this weight loss journey of yours?
So basically, it was I don't really like social media, to be honest. Like, I like social media, but to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of people on social media that think they're like experts at this topic, and they're literally like already built. They I don't even think half the time they were really fat in general. So
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you telling me how to lose weight when you probably haven't ever done that? You know, so I stopped. I didn't look at social media at all. You know, I was doing this by myself. Like, I didn't even, like, my parents knew, but you know, I've said it so many times they probably didn't think it would actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this all by myself. You know, at the start, I really just tracked my calories and see what was possible.
Yeah.
And, you know, I started doing more after that, obviously. But then there was one time, like, I hit a point. It was a few months in. I've only lost, like, 10, 15, 20 pounds. And it was, like, my final months of college. Or not college. My junior year. Not college.
Yeah, high school.
Yeah, my junior year. And so I was, like, sitting down with my family, like, watching a movie. And every night after the movie, I'd go upstairs, say goodnight to all my family members and my dogs. And I said goodnight to my family, and then I went up to my dogs. And my one dog was acting really weird.
Yeah.
So, like, I was just following around. And then eventually I sat down. Not sat down, but he was sitting down. And I walked up to him to, like, you know, give him a hug or something like that. And he struck me
Oh, really?
really violently.
Oof.
You know, I was in complete and utter shock. You know, I was only a few months into my weight loss, but this was like the most shocking thing I think I've ever seen or ever done.
Mm-hmm.
When one of your own dogs just attacks you, it's very, very changing. You know, so I lost part of my nose,
Mm-hmm.
and my lip was split in half, and we put the dog down because we didn't want anybody, you know, to have family members that hurt like that.
Yeah.
So I eventually got like a procedure on my nose, on my lip, 2 surgeries on my nose, and I was like literally put to bed. Like, I literally couldn't move from bed for like a month. And, you know, that did not help on this weight loss journey at all.
Yeah.
I was drinking like milkshakes because I couldn't eat like regular food at all. So, you know, I was still in bed. I was losing muscle as I sat there. I didn't gain weight, which is fine, whatever. But I was literally just losing muscle, and I was still building fat,
Mm-hmm.
which is obviously not ideal, but it's all right. You know, that's how it goes.
Yeah. So basically, did that help you lose weight more? Like, that whole situation? Like, when you were attacked by your dog and then you were just laying in bed, not exercising, not doing anything because you couldn't, right?
Yeah. Well, it was like that went through half my summer. So I was like, I want to do stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live life. Like, I've never felt like that excited to live life in a while. So, yeah, it did help me a lot because I was like, yeah, I'm sitting here, like, always thinking. I was just thinking the whole time, you know. I was doing Rubik's Cubes. I was doing stuff, like, just to pass time. And I'm like, I know I need to lose this weight.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that definitely helped me, like, tremendously. Like, after that, I was just, like, determined to lose weight.
Yeah.
Especially going into my this was my, okay, I actually messed up. I think it was my sophomore year. I think this is when it really went down. Because that was my, actually, no, I take that back. I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
No, it was my junior year. It was my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
But before my junior year, I actually, basically dislocated my shoulder a ton of times. So I had shoulder surgery as well. And that was going into deciding to play volleyball or not, you know. And I just started playing volleyball my junior year. And then after this, you know, I was like, I really want to just get in shape. I really want to lose this weight. So, like, going into my senior year, I was, like, super excited that I was like, oh, I'm going to go back into school, and they're going to be like, yo, this guy's shredded.
Yeah.
Or, you know, this guy looks so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so, like, the rest of my summer, I spent time, you know, losing weight. And obviously it didn't happen in a month, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, I started getting, like, compliments from everybody. Like, yo, dude, you look so much better. You look great. You look so much skinnier. I'm like, thanks, man. And it was only after, like, maybe, like, 25 pounds. I was like, dude, if this is what's happening now, I'm going to be so excited after I lose all of it, you know?
Oh, 100%. And, like, with, like, losing the weight and everything, like, I know you, when you were, like, bigger, right?
Yeah.
I know you probably had tons of, like, gym anxiety.
Oh,
like tons. Like you would not want to see yourself in there because
I never went to the gym.
Really?
I only went to the gym I started the gym in October.
Mm-hmm.
And this all went down in like May, June. And that was only like 10, 20 pounds lost. But in October, I probably lost like a total of like 40, 45 pounds is when I actually started going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like the gym is a safe place. Like it's amazing to go to. Don't ever be scared to go to the gym. Like nobody judges you. Nobody cares. But, I've always been scared. Like, like people are just going to be like, yo, this guy's fat.
Yeah.
Why is he at the gym?
Yep.
Like, I mean, now, I realize, like, when you see someone that's oversized at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, my God, this guy's great. He's putting in the work. He's amazing. He's an amazing human being that's trying to change his life for the better,
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody really cares about how much you weigh at the gym. And honestly, the more you weigh, like, the more people are going to support you and the more people are going to be like, you're doing something, man. You're doing great.
Yeah, like every time I go to the gym and I see those like bigger folks, like a few months later, I see them like really slim now, really skinny.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like go you. I
Honestly-
see you working hard every time and I'm not gonna judge you. Like nobody's gonna judge you.
Mhm. They're like the hardest workers in the room.
Yeah.
Like, losing weight is the hardest mental battle.
Mm-hmm.
Like ever. A lot of people say going from skinny to big is very hard, like putting it to your mouth, like eating food.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really had a problem with that, but I could definitely see it as a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But losing weight is the hardest mental battle you will ever go through.
Yeah.
And after starting the gym in October, I still had some weight to go down, and I had lost like the extra like 15, 20 pounds, and I finally was finished in December with losing weight. Thank God. I was like 60 pounds down. I was 163 at my lowest, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It really is.
Too.
It's really nice. My families could see it. Like literally every like Christmas party, my family would be like so ecstatic to see me. They're like, "Oh my God, you look great!"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I was like always so like hard on myself. So hard on myself, like in the gym as well.
Yeah.
Like the gym is amazing. Like I did have a ton of anxiety. I always thought I wasn't lifting as much. Like there's this guy that was like a year younger than me, and he was repping my max bench, which was like barely 135 at the time.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, 135 is great, guys. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing. But, I felt really ashamed of myself. I was like, I'm really weak. Even though I look so much skinnier, I don't understand. Like, I thought like everything would be great after that.
Yeah.
But I even was like still wanting to lose more at that time. I was like, I want to get down more. And my parents were like, you're going to go skin and bones? Like, what?
Yeah.
I lost so much muscle as well. So I was just super, super skinny. Like, not really skinny, like skinny as you would think.
Mm-hmm.
I still had some fat to me, but I was skinny.
So like skinny fat,
Yeah.
basically.
That's literally what I was. Skinny fat is like it's like a weird place to be at, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I got there,
Mm-hmm. So like talking about all your weight loss and everything. So you didn't go to the gym. So like what did you exactly do? Like your workout routine to like actually burn the weight off?
And my diet. You want
And your diet.
we
Like
can go through that.
come on, like 60 pounds in what, like 4 or 5 months? 6 months?
Yeah, it was like 15 pounds in like 5 months, and then like my most weight loss was like 30, 40 was in like 4 months, 3 months.
Yeah, so like I'm sure, everybody wants to hear about how you did it. So like how did you do it?
So, I did it in probably the worst way possible
Mm-hmm.
that anybody can do it. I would not recommend this at all unless you were like me and you're desperate, which is, it's okay. I mean, don't worry about doing that. Like, it's okay to be there,
Mm-hmm.
to do that. But so what I did to lose this weight so quickly is after my nose attack and stuff like that, I was determined. I was really wanting to do this. I really wanted to get it off and like people to actually see me as like someone that's respectable.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I would wake up, I would go to school, and then so like I did like this like dual enrollment with like a community college and school. So
Yeah.
I'd go to community college class, and then when I got out of it, like almost every day I'd get a coffee and a donut.
Okay.
Like
Coffee and donut. All right.
like coffee is a great suppressant. It is amazing. Like that literally got me through the day. Like it kept me awake, gave me energy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also like really low calories, And that donut was obviously because I wanted something to eat.
Yeah.
But, that's probably the most unhealthy breakfast you could ever have.
Yep.
I barely ate any protein. Like, I don't even think I knew what protein was, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I could care less,
Yeah,
because I
true.
wanted to lose this weight. So I literally had coffee and a donut. And then I would go to school, do stuff like that. And I still had volleyball after school, so I'd go to volleyball, which was amazing to lose weight because my coach was very hard on us. Like, we were doing a lot of running and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember one time we had to do, like, a mile lap and then another, like, mile, like, Indian run and then, like, stadium steps and then a mile run at the end and stuff like that. So it was, like, very helpful in losing this weight, But after that, like, half the time I would literally, like, I'd eat my dinner. I would eat as many calories as I had left, and like sometimes I eat more.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on what I ate, I would go outside and just walk.
Just walk.
Walking is one of the best cardio you could do because it's so easy, no matter how much you weigh.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the day, I would either walk 2 miles if I actually like hit my 1800, or sometimes I even got up to like 6 miles a day.
6.
With, like, some mile runs in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like, was this, like, a progression? Like, when you said 1,800, did you, like, cut right away to 1,800 from how much you were eating? Or did you, like, progressively just, like, go?
I just started at 1,800.
So you just went straight to it?
I went straight to 1,800. I was just so determined. I really didn't care at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And with these miles, like, it was just so much easier.
Yeah.
I was starting to see the scale go down so quickly. I weigh myself every day, and I weigh myself at night, actually, which is the worst time to weigh yourself. That's the worst. I never weighed myself in the morning until, like, now, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I still was seeing the weight go down, which is insane to think about.
Yeah.
Meaning I was going down fast, Because in the morning you weigh so much less. And I was weighing myself at night, so I was, like, I was so happy with myself, so I just kept going and going for a very long time.
Damn, that is crazy. Like, I've heard tons of stories of where people just lose weight, just not even going to the gym. Like, I feel like you don't even need to go to the gym to lose weight.
Oh, no.
Like, especially the gym just is there to help you build muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you're losing weight, you don't really need to build muscle at that moment. I'd rather you shred the weight first and start back from, like, skinny to build muscle.
Yeah.
While there's still some, like, fat on you after you shred the weight, like, that'll be a better way to really bulk up.
Yeah, especially when you go down to that skinny.
Yeah.
Your body's already used to being big.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it would be very fast to, get the weight back and get the muscle back that you need. Because your body's, like, used to being that big.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, you want to train it to be smaller. And that's what I was doing. I literally, after I got done with school, like, I stayed at the 163, 167 range that I've always been at. And all the way down there. Because I was happy. I was also gaining a lot of muscle because I was actually starting to eat better, eating protein. Unlike what I was doing when I was cutting, that was not the smartest thing to do. But it was perfectly fine with me because I was really happy. I started to see the muscle coming back as well. It was amazing, I started going to the gym with my friends. Going to the gym with your friends is probably one of the best things you could ever do because you get, like, a routine. They can teach you what to do. They're just a support if you're confused or if you're mentally hard, you're hard on yourself. So after this time, I was starting to see muscle. It was amazing. Going into this summer, it was amazing.
So did you get into, like, research after that? Like, you started doing your thing. You're just like, oh, I'm into it now. Like,
oh, yeah, I for sure started doing my research after that because I had no idea what to do in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up, like, the push-pull legs,
Yeah.
And I still do that because I love that routine. I really do.
Yeah. Best one.
I started going 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Now I'm at 6 days a week, which is amazing.
Yeah.
The gym is very game-changing, but losing this weight was very life-changing for me. Going into college, it's been great.
Yeah, like, how do you feel now? Like, high school people were like, I don't know. You said it wasn't like bullying, but like,
Nah.
low key, sometimes I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Like, they're just trying to, like, make fun of you in the nicest way. That's what I feel like it is.
Yeah. A lot of, like, my really good friends were always, like, pushing for me to do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though they still call me fat.
Yeah.
Even though I don't consider myself fat anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But they still call me fat, because they want to motivate you. Friends want to motivate you. But there's a
Exactly.
lot of people that are at my school, like sometimes they were like my friends, I didn't really know them as well. Like they would call me fat, and like that would hit my heart sometimes. That sometimes they don't mean it, but sometimes they really do.
Yeah.
And when you're big, you take everything to heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like my soul is just so much like tougher now because like I just know like what they're saying just goes over my head.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier to get through that stuff right now. And I've like in high school, like people, yeah, you said people were bullying me in a way, and people like I never expected to have any relationships with girls either.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I lost this weight going into college, like I felt like a new person.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best experiences you could ever do.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like a new person. Like I had so much more range to life. I had so much more opportunities, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it changes like everything. Like like just how you talked about someone repping your 135 max.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about it. When you think about it like that, comparison is a thief of joy. Like what many people say.
I love that quote.
And like you never want to compare yourself to somebody just because of how much they're lifting to you.
Yeah.
Like you always want to compare yourself to yourself, you know what I mean? Like how far you've came and where you started, like that's how you should be comparing yourself. Like you should be proud of what you're lifting and not what someone else is lifting, because they probably have a different background story than you. Like your background story is different from my background story. I mean, it's kind of like the same. You don't really know my background story.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just coming from like being kind of overweight and going to skinny, and like people now see you nowadays, they're like, yo, how did you do it? Like I bet you probably got a lot of those questions too. Like
going into college, like I was like, all right, like a lot of people were saying that I looked pretty good. I wasn't amazingly ripped or anything. I still had like somewhat of a gut, but I'm like, I want to build that muscle that I lost. So I decided to like, it took me a little bit. A lot of people are scared to bulk back up after they lose weight, but I've like been so determined, and I would never let myself go that far ever again. So I bulked back up the 20 pounds. That went up really quick actually. I did not do that properly either. I ate literally whatever I wanted because I love food. And I dirty bulked like an absolute madman. And I just I bulked it back up, and I could start seeing the muscle. And like people always compliment you. People always tell you stuff, and then it's always about you. You just gotta focus on you. And after I bulked back up, I started hitting the gym really hard. I went from this 5 days a week to 6 days a week, and I started like putting up a lot more, especially with this bulk. And as you were saying with the 135, like that used to be my max in like a year and a half ago, and now I finally hit 225 like a week ago, which is
nice.
Which is absolutely amazing.
Hey, he just joined the two plate club, all right?
Yeah. It's very amazing. Like, sometimes you don't really reflect on it enough. You got to you got to reflect on it enough. Like sometimes people really just put it off and they don't really think about it. But you always got to make sure you're doing amazing. You got to compliment yourself every day. Wake up, tell yourself you're beautiful. You look amazing, you're handsome. Stuff like that. And, you're the only one blocking you from becoming you and becoming your best ability and your best self. So every day I try to wake up and tell myself I look amazing. Some days are worse than others, but some days are a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, like you start to live differently once you build that confidence, like just transforming your body, transforming your mind. Like it all comes with confidence, and a you versus you, like only you're the one stopping yourself from believing that. So really the more you start to believe it, the more you start to see change. That's where like your whole lifestyle just changes. Basically
it's one of the best things ever. And then after I bulked back up, I started to cut again. It hasn't been the easiest thing to cut again, because like I'm at college, the food's pretty bad. But it's like, cutting, like I'm not too worried about it if I don't get it, and I'm starting to like get into the mental state to get actually cut again, but I'm not too worried about it because I will never go back up. I'm sitting at like 185 right now.
Okay.
Waiting at like 183.5 this morning. So like I'm still fighting the battle, but I'm never gonna lose the war again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you got that determined mindset ever since the day you accomplished like losing all that weight.
Yeah. It is really one of the best things you could ever go through in life. It is so game changing because I told you earlier, like there's one point where I almost gave up on myself and on my life. I was one of the biggest motivations was like it's pretty strange for how young I am, but I look up to my dad.
Yeah.
Your father figure, your person in life that's always there for you and like giving you the best. I looked up to him like, he's always been there for me. He's always like done stuff. Like he was a coach for my sports. So I'm like, I need to be this type of guy. Yeah. I need to be this type of guy for my children. I can't be the guy on the couch like, oh yeah, good, have fun, kids, watching TV, living my life away. Like I always wanted to be a great father. So, this was one of the biggest aspects I wanted to get.
Yeah.
So like a father that works hard for their children, is athletic enough to do sports with them, be there for them before you die of like, I don't know, diabetes or like heart disease or a heart attack because you're so big.
Yeah.
It's so great now. It really is great. Like I still sometimes have days where I'm like, I can see a little bit of fat coming on, but it's all about the mental state. It's all about the mental state.
Like, do you still see like when you look in the mirror, do you still see like your old self sometimes?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
Not
like you just
all.
don't think about like, the tough times of seeing yourself in the mirror like back then. Like you don't think about like,
no,
damn, I really went through that. I really was like that.
I push that so far away from me. Like that's out of state, out of mind. Like I am not the same person I was then.
Yeah.
And I will never be the same person. I'm way more mature. I have way more confidence. Like when my friends sent me a video like this was 2 years ago, I'm like, that was not me, bro. No way.
Yeah.
Like literally, I have a video that my friend sent me of me literally like dancing, and I was huge. I looked disgusting. Let's be fair. I looked really bad for what I look like now. I looked in like a very bad place. I am not nearly the same person. I never really think about it. When I look at myself, I think of a new me.
Yeah.
Like I barely reflect on being fat. Like I barely do.
Okay, so you don't use that as like a motivator still?
No, not really.
Not no more?
No, my motivator is literally just like, getting a shredded body for the beach or something. I never will be fat again.
Yeah.
And that is something that's amazing to think about. Because if I do, start gaining weight again, I will never let myself get there. And then I will reflect on it, But I don't use that really anymore.
Yeah, so basically you just threw it away in the past. You're moving on.
It's like when you throw a rock in the river, like that thing skipped away already. It's gone forever, Don't ever think about it unless you need to. Unless you need to. Because some people do struggle, to lose the weight again or keep it off. I was always worried about if I would keep it off. But after I gained all of this, like, motivation and, like, oomph in life, like, I'm not worried about it anymore. And I could definitely see how people could struggle because I've seen a lot of the cases where they lost a lot of weight, gained muscle, and then got fat again.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love food, like, food is amazing.
Yeah. It is.
I would never go down that path again.
So, like, when you see people, like what you just said, lose weight, gain fat again, and, like, just stop for a while, get back on the grind, like, how did you keep your feet up? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because I bet it was, like, really tough. Like, really, really tough when you, lost that weight and you're just like, damn, like, 40 more pounds? Like, did you have, like, a goal set? Like, I wanted to get a 160.
My goal was literally 180.
180?
That was my goal.
Wow.
Yeah. So once I hit my goal, I was dumbfounded, to be honest. And I still was not happy with myself where I was at my goal.
Yeah.
Because I never expected myself to lose 45 pounds or 46 pounds, I never expected to get there. So after I lost and got there, I was like, it was like something that you work for your whole life. It's like a dream.
Yeah.
Like, this was one of my dreams, and I finally accomplished it. But I still wanted to do more, so I put the weight down. And it's amazing. It really is. And as you were saying, to keep my feet up, like, with this weight off, you know, to keep my feet up, like I literally just attacked every day like a new day. Like if I ate too much one day, I didn't reflect on it too much because I just was like, that's fine, you know. Eating a lot one day is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So you just attack the next day. You know, do more. You do whatever you can to make it the best day ever, you know. Because you only get so much time in life. You know, the average a man lives is like 70-something years. You know, so you want to attack every day like it's a new day, like it's a perfect day, like it's the last day of your life. So that's how I've been really living life lately, and that's how I've really kept my feet up. Because if I did eat too much one day or I wasn't feeling great the previous day, you know, I was like, today's the day to change that. You know, you go more in the gym, you go harder in the gym, you go. I don't even do cardio anymore. Like walking 2 to 6 miles like traumatized me. Yeah, it was so easy at the time, but I would never do that again. It's so like it's so peaceful at the time, but I wouldn't do it again. So like, you know, I go hard at the gym. I go hard at the gym. I do more reps at the gym. I do more weight. It's just you attack every day like it's a new day. That's literally it. Yeah.
Like it's already happened and you can't do nothing about it. Like
it's in your past, you know, just like how being fat was in my past. Yeah. You can't go back and change the past. So you just have to look into the future and be like, you know, this is what I want. So this is what I'm going to do today. Yeah. Every day is a new day, and every day is a day to get better and grow and lose weight if you want to lose weight, or gain muscle if you want to gain muscle, or get better in the gym if you want to get better in the gym. You know, I attacked every day. It was like it was the best day ever. Yeah. And like, you know, like in the gym, like once a week, I'd go for a new PR to like get my ego up. Like I don't really have a big ego, but like I went for a bench PR like every week for the past like month and a half. And you know, I finally got there. But you know, attacking it every day like it's a new day is like it's a great way to go by. Yeah. So would you say the biggest thing was like how much you ate instead of what you watched? Like instead of what you watched or what you were watching, like what you were eating. Yeah. Like would you say that was the main point, or it was just how much you were consuming each day? You know, you talking about when I'm losing weight? Yeah, like did you watch what you ate? I literally had a calorie app. Yeah. Yeah, an app to track everything. And I literally just had 1,800 calories. That's literally it. Like, and if I wanted like a chicken sandwich, I ate the chicken sandwich. If I wanted like, you know, the crappiest food ever, like fries with some like, I don't even know, you know, honey mustard or something, I ate that. Okay. As long as it was in my calories, you know. I love food with a passion. You know, I will eat food until I die because food is amazing. Yeah. You know, now I try to hit some protein, but back then I was just determined to like get to the weight loss. So I ate whatever I wanted because, you know, food makes me happy. And like sometimes I eat food when I'm depressed or sad, you know. So I just literally ate whatever I wanted as long as it was in that calories. Okay. Yes. I mean, there you go. Like that's exactly what I did when I shredded down. Yeah. I just ate whatever I wanted until I hit my calories, like 1,800. And from that point on, you just start dropping weight like flies, right? Yeah. Yeah, literally. Like literally, it goes down so quick. Like that first 10 pounds, as I was saying earlier, is literally the hardest thing that you will go, and that's the hardest thing you will lose. It's the most surprising. You wouldn't think of it. Yeah. But it really is. It's the hardest mental battle. You know, after you lose that 10 pounds, it's like the water weight. It just drops, you know, because you're losing actual weight at that point. Yeah. And you're also like already like into it, you know. A lot of people say like, I got into like something and I'm already so far deep into it that I got to keep going. You know, so that after the 10 pounds, it's like, it just flies off. Yeah. It's like, it's amazing. That is amazing. I'm very inspired by that story. Like, just to hear you losing 60 pounds, like, when I first met you, bro, I thought you were, like, a skinny guy that, like, put on muscle. But, like, I would never expected you to be, like, 60 pounds heavier. Like, that's the craziest thing. Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time meeting you. It was at the gym. Yeah. That wasn't really the first time we really spoke. It was, like, after we played volleyball. Oh, yeah. But, you know, wait, I met you in the gym. I saw you in the gym. Like, the first time I actually saw you, I was doing some reps, like, on the bench press. And I saw you, like, on the actual, like, bench press machine. Like, I was on, like, the dumbbell. Yeah. And I saw you with, like, actually benching. And you were hitting, like, I don't know. I think it was like maybe like 225 or like something for like, I was dumbfounded because at the time I wasn't really lifting that much. I was probably like lifting, well, not that much in my own eyes, but I was probably lifting like 190, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this guy's like smaller than me. not small.
No, I get you.
Shorter.
Yeah, I get
He's
you.
like shorter than me. He probably weighs less than me.
Yeah.
And he's hitting so crazy. So I was like, yo, this guy's something. He's got something going for him. And after I learned that you had a show coming up, like that just proves, you're doing great too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't try to like, really wear like cutoffs or anything at the gym anymore. I just try to put on like, pump covers and like bigger oversized shirts because
I love pump covers. Like half the shirts, I still wear a ton of the shirts I had before I lost weight. Like I'm like a medium now, like in with the tight-ish fit.
Yeah.
But I still wear like the large shirts and stuff like that just cover my stuff because I'm not too worried about it. Like, I don't need a showboat in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need to, like, but some people do, and sometimes I really do. Like, some days I feel great, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just wear a cutoff today. But that's very rare. I feel great all the time. Don't get me wrong. It's just some days I'm just like, I just want to show off a little bit. Showboating is not really a good thing because a lot of people like might see that as like you're cocky or you're like stuck up.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it's great just to like show yourself that you're doing great.
Yeah, like I see nothing wrong with showboating unless like you're doing it in like excessive way.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad to showboat just because, you're just feeling confident, like you said, you're feeling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And like to be able to see yourself in the mirror, like see like something pop out like a muscle or a vein or like just seeing how far you've come, like that's when showboating's okay.
Yeah, speaking of that, actually, like losing weight, you're gonna notice a ton of things changing.
Oh yeah.
Like my face got definitely skinnier. I started seeing like hand veins. Hand veins are one of the first things, and it's so amazing.
Yeah.
Then I started seeing forearm veins.
Mm-hmm.
I started seeing like muscle coming in on my arms. It's like seeing that and going into the gym and like flexing a little bit to see yourself in the mirror for yourself.
Yeah.
Like not to like say everybody else is like worse than you, but like to give it to yourself, it really is. It feels great. It's amazing. You lose so much fat when you lose weight. You lose so much stuff, and you just gain so much from it. Like I've seen so much of my body change, and I will sometimes flex in the gym.
Yeah.
See where I'm at. Like I like doing it, not to like be like, oh, look at me, I'm like huge. I'm way better than everybody else. Like I've zero. I'm very, very humble. I would never put anybody down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love people. I love to like put people on a pedestal above me. Like I put them above me, and I would never do that. But I love to show myself that I'm doing great.
Yeah.
And
that's the best part about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just showing yourself, showing love to yourself, respect, and just when you keep that mindset in mind, you just work harder. You work harder and you continue to, just seeing how hard you work, you continue to inspire those that see how, like, where you've come from. Like, this whole session inspires me to really work harder because that's really impressive to lose 60 pounds. And I can never see 60 pounds lost from, like, a situation. Like, I've never lost more than, like, 25 pounds. That's the most I've lost.
Hey, it's still a lot, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying, like, just hearing 60 is insane. That's all I'm saying. Like
it is really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And when like sometimes I don't really reflect on it a lot, like I said, but 60 is a big number to lose weight.
Yeah,
that's literally like a 10-year-old.
Basically,
I basically
probably more than a 10-year-old, bro.
When I was like 10, I was like 100 pounds. So like it's like really crazy to think about.
Yeah,
and. Every year I see my family like at a party or something, and I always get compliments. Yeah, it's
and that's the best thing.
It really is.
Thing.
It's like literally like you're like blooming. You're like like a small little flower, and you're blooming.
Yeah.
Every single time someone says that, I feel way better. Like it doesn't add to an ego. I don't have an ego. Like when you were that big, you don't really have an ego. It just makes your heart just feel better and warmer, and it's one of the best things. Like when they say, hey, you look so much better.
Yeah.
And like sometimes when I go home and I have like my shirt off just walking around, my mom's like, oh my God, you're so muscular. And I'm like, stop. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I do think I'm not that crazy. But,
Mhm.
you know, like people around you see you. They actually see you. You only see yourself if you look in a mirror or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take all these compliments and just, you know, make you feel better and like actually take them in, you know, because every day is a new day. And when you go to the gym to work harder and get bigger and get stronger,
Mm-hmm.
that is amazing. But you always got to think about like for you.
Yeah, exactly. Like those compliments should drive you.
Yes.
Like just because of where you came from and you heard those insults, like, and now you're hearing compliments and you're like, damn, I could do so much better now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing way better now and my confidence is up and, you know, on to the next step. Like, you're bulking right now. So,
Well, I was bulking, yeah.
oh, you were bulking, but
I'm starting to cut.
okay, starting to cut. So,
Yeah.
you know, just attaining that physique now after all your body has been through. So,
Yeah, my body has been through a lot, you know.
mhm.
You would expect to see a lot of stretch marks.
Yeah.
Because you've seen what I look like. You know, you've seen how big I was. You would expect me, you know, to have, like, a ton of stretch marks. You would expect me to, like you know, be, like, very strange in a way, you know, like, strange mentally.
Yeah.
But I feel amazing. You know, I have, like, stretch marks. Of course I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's is. But, like, that's, like, a sign of, like, it's, like, a sign of respect, you know.
Yeah.
When I see someone in the gym with stretch marks, I'm like, you cooked here, man. You did something here.
You went hard.
Yeah, you've tried. You've done it. You know. So I still have some stretch marks. It's not as bad as you would think.
Yeah.
But you know, I still see it. It's still like, you know, it's something.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me sometimes of, you know, the worst days and how I've overcome them. And it's just living life, dude.
Yeah, 100%. And that's such a great thing to hear.
Yeah.
That you're doing well, you're doing better than you were before. And yeah, I love that story, and I hope all of you guys love that story as well, and that it inspires you guys as well. And with the time crunching right now, or with the time's over actually, thank you, Toby, for really giving out your story, talking about the mental battles and how you did it, and 60 pounds in a year almost, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that about wraps it up, and catch you guys on the next episode. Maybe bring a guest. You can message me on Instagram at Shreddventures podcast, or to, you know, if you want to discuss a topic, or, you know, just bring in a question then that I can answer, then I could bring it in. And you can catch me on Spotify at Shreddventures podcast as well, and YouTube. So that is it for this podcast, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.